Hello friends, and welcome to the top 5 Terraria weapons. My name is Graz, and this list is composed of what I believe is some of the best weapons in my opinion, so please take it for what it's worth. Whether it's melee, ranged, or magical, this is a broad look at some of the most dangerous weapons in Terraria. But first, let's go right into an honorable mention I want to get off the top of the start. Back in patch 1.1, the Mega Shark was an awesome freaking weapon back then. As a matter of fact, not only did everybody want it for the damage, it was a freaking large shark. How cool was that? Everyone wanted it because it was simply that badass. Well, times have changed and things have also been altered, so we say so long to the Mega Shark and we move on to the top 5. Number 5. If you were farming hard mode bosses, you got a lot of Halo bars, in which case you probably crafted the Excalibur. The Excalibur was a pretty sweet sword back in patch 1.1, and as a matter of fact, it could be switched up with the Mega Shark if you really looked at it in depth. But really, the Excalibur was awesome because it was a freaking sweet melee sword. All you had to do was hold the left mouse button, and that thing was a slaughtering machine, just running along and just smacking anything in its path. Now, well, it's still pretty good, but it's long been left in the dust. It also had a successor at the time, doing more damage, but the true Excalibur just didn't seem to be as awesome without that holding down the left mouse button. It did do a little bit more damage, but it is what it is. But at least for the name, it's on this list. Number 4. The Vampire Knives were introduced in patch 1.2, and we knew these things were going to be powerful. We just didn't know how powerful. That is, until one day someone got them. Wow. Talk about overpowered? You could sit there and melee a hard mode boss without even moving, and not even really using any life. That's crazy. Even after the nerf, the things were still overpowered as you only had to move a little bit. But the Vampire Knives were so awesome in their own regard. As a matter of fact, they're still widely used today. Maybe not as much as some of the patch 1.2.2 weapons, but hey, with all the leech life they had, still pretty freaking sweet. And on a quick note, despite the way they look, they're actually considered a melee weapon. Number 3. The Razor Pine is a new weapon that came in patch 1.2.2, and this came from the Everscream, part of the Frost Moon event. Being a magical weapon and having it properly tweaked, this thing could actually get you pretty deep into the Frost Moon event, and that's actually kind of saying something considering how powerful some of them monsters are. The Razor Pine is just one of those awesome weapons that you really got to get at some point. Though you can't reforge it to mythical, I believe, because already of its low mana requirement, so the highest you can get is a godly, which is already sick enough as it is. Number 2. The Terra Blade is something that's been avoiding me for quite some time. I really wanted to go ahead and get one of these suckers, but getting the Broken Hero Sword has been so hard at times throughout the whole solar eclipse that I just never got around to getting it. But this thing looks so awesome, not just in the animation, but damage alone. That's why it's got this number 2 spot. Some might consider this to be the number 1 weapon, with its rightful regard. If I were to include difficulty in getting this weapon, then I would definitely have it at number 1, but that's not the case. And finally, number 1. As of patch 1.2.2, the Blizzard Staff is one of the sickest weapons going around for it. Now, it does have its limitations, of course. If you're being stuck inside or in a cave or something, the weapon may not work exactly the way you'd like it, but still, in a wide open area, or if you go deep down far enough in an open space, you can actually maximize the DPS from this weapon in such a sick manner. Hold down the left mouse button and twirl its cursor around the screen, and you can wreak all kinds of havoc. This is a pretty sweet weapon, but it can be quite difficult to get as well, as you have to kill Ice Queens from the Frost Moon in order to get it. And that's no simple task in itself, as you're probably going to need the Razor Pine in order to get that far to begin with. So good luck on getting it. But when you get the Blizzard Staff, a lot of people love using it, and rightfully so. I know, I'm one of them. That's going to do it for our top 5 weapons in Terraria, but I would like to give a quick shout out to the Bat Scepter. The Bat Scepter is something that's dropped during the actual Pumpkin Moon event, and it's a really handy little thing. Now, I wanted to place this on my list, but I never actually found a proper spot to put it. So I just figured I'd give it a little bit of a shout out, kind of like an honorable mention toward the end of the video. So this is for the Bat Scepter. You can really use it to defeat the Pumpkin Moon, So there's a little love for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think your top 5 weapons in Terraria are. I'd love to hear from you. We'll have a conversation. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful day, and if not, then just simply fake it. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with more videos on the channel, and I will see you again next time.